can dance and a laugh so free. He's the heartbeat of this community. So here's to Iceman, our captain and friend, on the shared adventures that never end. With wings of laughter, he helps us climb. Together we soar, transcending time.
There it is. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, Twitch viewers and YouTube, to another Bucket Brigade, Space Brigade. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. I'm just kind of screwing around today. In Eve Online, of all things. Eve Online. Hey, y'all, you want to come fly in outer space? Big boys. Let's do this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for see what I got there. Do, however, oops, what? That ain't right. And we're here. Welcome in, Twitch viewers, to another Bucket Brigade, Space Brigade, in Eve Online. I don't do a whole lot of these because I kind of feel like they're mostly boring. But we're going to do this today, and I'm hoping we can look at this wormhole and get good audio on it. And that way we won't have to actually watch it a lot. We'll just kind of switch back and forth between my mining or in seclusion. Guys, I'm just about filling this bucket. Not sure, I don't see anybody. Okay, the strip miners are reporting that I am full, so I'm going to retrieve my mining drones, and we're going to be off to reclusion, docking up, continuing to watch the hull with my now cloaked watch, and we're going to clean this ore up on the field. The reason we do this is so that hopefully it's going to bring in more ore. So
docking request accepted.
So you know what? I think that's spinner actually needs to be up here. And I don't know if that is good or not. It kind of blocks that other deal, but I don't want to. I want to take away from the camera as much as I want that spinner just to do its thing. I can't actually watch. Well, I probably could, but I'm not actually watching the YouTube. I should be probably. Let's see what it shows me. Bucket Brigade, Space Brigade. I need a live stream of mine, and it's not showing me that I'm live. I feel like I'm live. What? Am I not transmitting on mine? I should be transmitting on mine. And I don't seem to be. Let me look on here. And here we go. So we are live on YouTube here. And it sounds like garbage. I knew it would. Here we go. So we are live on, and it sounds like garbage because it's coming out of my camera mic. I knew it would. So I'm gonna mute that. I know where the sound's coming from. The mic is on my webcam, plugged into the streaming computer as opposed to my microphone being plugged in straight to the streaming computer. So that's the problem there. I don't really need it over here. Guarantee that sounds better. Why is 2 cable B is not working? Cable B is attached to Gamer Browser and is well, think cable B is the gamer browser, but I'm not sure. I've got Ramus in the dock again because he wasn't getting anything done. So I am going to bring him. Come on, man. Oh, I was hearing him. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I was hearing him. CPU still at 70%. Now just kind of watching over here stream. We are going to drag this. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that that way, just because. Watch what that looked like. It looks like it's working how I wanted it to. I'm gonna leave it just like that, and we're gonna fly with it. I'm gonna go back into my mining hold and drop off the pyroxeres I just mined. I'm also, while I'm here in dock, I'm gonna go ahead and drop these complex crystals in because I know that we are gonna need them. To mine the Arcanor that we're gonna go get now. Been doing pyroxeres. The pyroxeres were worth about 4 million. That wasn't too bad for the time I was out there, but it wasn't real great. So I'm hoping my sound sounds better now. It does. It does. Sounds a lot better. Where is my locations? Oh, the Veldspar. I'm gonna go straight to the Arcanor. I'm not positive what's the best. This morning I haven't looked, but there is a wonderful website I draw on, which you're not going to be able to see because I've got stupid stuff in the way. There we go. At or.celestes.de/or ice or moon or they have several options in mining, and it's pretty cool because you can go here and we're gonna mine. What are we mining today? We're mining Arcanor. That's right. That's right. We're mining Arcanor. So Arcanor is running 6,700. This dot isn't even on the board for compressed, but for raw ore it's running 62. So that's not bad. We don't want to refine it. In fact, raw ore is better priced. Period. So we're gonna go with that, and hope we can fill up the hold here with Arcanor. I'm going to drop some mines. Get them set on their path of righteousness in the cause for the Empire. The Empire. And a big noob fart. So what you can't see is mostly secure stuff. I do keep most of the information. This shouldn't be here because it's going to cause a problem as well. Because anybody can look this up and chase me down. That's a security violation right there. I can't have that there. So that's what we're going to do with that. We're going to tear it over there after all. We've been doing like this for a while now. Whereas my information pages come up. I do have a survey scanner on board. Tells me I got 19,000 units for 319,000, almost 400, or almost 320,000 M3. So the whole thing is, it doesn't tell me how much it's worth, but again, we're just mining Arcanor. The industries you get out of is Mexilon and Megasite and some pyrite mostly. The compressed Arcanor have to have 100 units to reprocess, and I think, what do I hear? What do I hear? Reaper on grid. Just getting us set up so we can jump out if we need to. Shouldn't need to, should be fairly secure. I am listening for splashes on the whole. Well, he's going to cloak up because I'm pretty sure he is on the cloak watch. And he gets louder, so we're hearing his splash. It's just not very loud. Um, Not near as loud as ice, and let's see anything coming out of gamer sound. Interesting. Is game sound on? Game sound. Roger just went out. And see, that's in a bad spot too. Well, like I said, just boring mining stuff. Like I said, just boring mining stuff. Like I said, just boring mining stuff. Ain't she a pretty rig? Yeah, she's a pretty rig. Well, I heard something. need to turn him down because he's a lot louder than my splash. I don't want to have I don't want to have conflict. I want to hear Yanar and any splashes that may come through this hole as I diligently watch for such things. The only thing I see on scan, but he's not cloaked. Why am I? Why did he uncloak? Alright, well, we had 19.9 and we're down to 19.1. So this Arcanor is going to take a while to mine. But we've already topped the price that we had on the pyroxiers that we mined earlier. So it's going to be worth a lot more Iskies. And that makes Daddy happy because Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. A lot of people ask about why I have all this broke down. I think in a battle, it's going to come in a lot more handy with separate style ships. Okay, so if a ship that is particularly set up for Logi or for links, for example, will show up in links or in Logi, and a bubbler or a interdictor show up on bubble jump. And all of that. So we did turn the audio up on I don't see anything. I want him out here where I can watch him and not the sun. Let's just get a pick on this one time. This is going to be a violation. I know it is because, I mean, obvious reasons, I guess. For obvious reasons. Just make sure he's got something in his escape bay. Look back at the hole, because you've got to watch this hole. Because that's going to be a violation as well. As he watches the hole with true diligence. Nothing to see here. So we're just out here filling up that barge. Yep, the Arcanor is going to be a whole lot more profitable uh, than the Pyroxers are. And I'm not positive what the Arcanor gives you an industry. Nexalon and Mechasite, just like but you do get the pyrites the same. Kitty came over from next door. Give him a bowl of milk. He wanted to come in my house. I said, no, stay outside. We're just kind of watching. Down to 18.5 on the Arcanor. And the Bistot's over there. I don't know what the Bistot's worth. About the same, maybe a little bit less. I was looking at. So we're still kind of watching. Nobody's out and about. I'm the only one. Yanar only sees me in the hole. I'm almost full. I should have right around 12 to 14 million when I get out of this. I got, I think, 7 or 8 out of the pyroxeres. In a full hold. This rock is still pretty sizable. It's really not that bad. I'm going to turn this down so that it faces me. The Arcanor and the Bistot is a little bigger in chunks than the Arcanor, I think, if I remember right. I forget, I have to go look. I should pull it up and look. Arcanor is 16 M3 and Bistot is also 16 M3, so they're about the same in size. The Arcanor does pay a little bit better by about 750 per, but 700 per, close to it anyway, something like that. And the Arcanor is pretty substantial. I've got 14 million in the hold right now, or 11 and a half anyway. I've got almost 12. It's getting pretty full though. It's almost full. So let's see. I can go ahead and pull this desk cam over a little. And that looks like a good spot for it. And he's still got his camera too big. The camera itself needs to move. That looks a little better, I think. Oh, my man going round and round. The information tabs aren't going to show up real well. Oh. Well, I didn't like that. There's the Bistot in the distance here. I think I'm full. my miners have gone idle. This guy's gone idle. And it's time to go. back to the market base and compression base. And we're going to keep all this basically. I don't need to dock up. I shouldn't have done all this. Actually, I'm not going to compress right now because it looks like the raw ore is actually more valuable than the refined. So we're just going to stop here and not dock. And we're going to open a cargo, transfer, and warp right back to the Arcanor.
Warp drive active.
Right back to the Arcanor. To the Arcanor! So I don't see Yunar because he is cloaked. Oh, he should be cloaked. I think he's cloaked. Pretty sure he's cloaked. I hope he's cloaked. This is the Pyroxeers. I don't want the Pyroxeers. I want this piece of Arcanor. Drop my mines out, or my drones out. Get them mining the Arcanor. And that's the Pyroxeers that I was mining earlier. Got a big chunk of Bistot running around here, but it's way over here. Oh, that's the Pyroxeers. Wait a minute. I had that backwards. Oh, they're both Pyroxeers. Where'd the Bistot go? Oh, it's way out there. And it's not a very big chunk. So we had a splash. Somebody came in. Bodger's back. There he is. Cool, so I hear the splash real well. That's pleasing. That's pleasing. There's a good shot of both of them. Just boring mining ops. Like I said, really nobody has come in. Man, everything looks pretty good on my end. I'm gonna do this. Oops. Do this. That. Let's see if that changes anything. It doesn't really. Um, I don't know. I like the spinner down here. I don't know. Yeah, I think I like that better. It's just, I don't know. Okay, so he's mining Arcanor. He's got almost 2 million already. Like I said, it's a little more profitable than those pyroxeers are. I'm happy with it. Down 17.5 to 16.5. Still sucking it up. So, I don't know why I keep hearing this, but he's clear. I think I'm going to do a storm planet also. I have a storm command center. I've got actually a couple of them, so I may do another. Might go into Ursus a little later and mine some gas. I'm finding I don't have the right training for the gas. Something just happened. I heard a splash, I know I did. But I sure don't see him. trying to get a good shot on the mining operation and have the rocking, but have this daughter, Pyroxers, whatever it is, behind me. But it didn't work out that way. The Arcanor is down to 15.5. Hey, they're mining in Detal. That's probably ice mining. That would be a bit of a fun thing. 5 members in there. Well, we're not going to join a fleet today. Not right now. I'm mining. I'm shooting rocks. Keeping a flutter on that D-scan. Just in case. And he's still cloaked. Uncloaked watch. Awful tempting. I don't want to go join Darius in Canid really to fight, but I need to train my fight better and get more used to these ships. It might not be a bad idea to join them just to get in on it. Darius is kind of an ass. If you tune in, Darius, I'm sorry. All the FCs are kind of asses. Kind of. Not really. They're not. They're just. Very good at what they do, I should say. And again, there it is. Iceman Flying High by CIA Cowboy. Meat Shield, and all those over at Patriotic Veterans Discord.
Fights and dreams and engines roar. He takes us places we've never been before. Friends all gather, the streams alive. With laughter and joy, we all arrive. From our racing tracks to the endless blue, Iceman's got a way to inspire you. Friends all gather, the streams alive. With laughter and joy, we all arrive. From our racing tracks to the endless blue, Iceman's got a way to inspire you. Iceman,
Flying through the night.
spreading love with the streets so bright. With a chicken dance and a laugh so free. He's the heartbeat of this community.
I should put the chicken hat on for that.
Every takeoff, every turn, lessons of life we all can learn. He cheers us on no matter the score, and lifts us higher than we've been before.
Ah,
Streams with an open heart, he's there for his friends from the very start. In the sky or on the racing track.
oh man, it stopped. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. Iceman flying high. CIA Cowboy, Meat Shield, and all those over at Patriotic Veterans Discord. Catch them on the racetrack, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and everywhere that your favorite gaming streams may be. Bunch of great artists over there. Contribute greatly to the gaming communities. We do love them. So, Yanar can see Iceman. Iceman can't see Yanar because Yanar is cloaked. Now we do have full bay, and we're gonna go dock up.
Warp drive active.
There we go. Gonna dock up at the Athenor. Actually, I did it again. So I'm gonna go ahead and dock up and think about what I'm doing here. So Iceman's gonna dock up at the Reclusion. That's where we have our market hub and refinery.
Docking request accepted.
So he's docking up, and the Covetmore is off the screen. We can dock up at Seclusion now, I think. I can bring him back out if I need to. We're going to go ahead and dock up because
Warp drive
it's kind of
active.
what we do. Since he's made it in dock, I hope I docked him at Seclusion, not Reclusion. Alright, let me look and see what these are showing. Pyroxeres are 47 ISK. Virtually worthless until you refine them. And then they're slightly better. So I'm going to go ahead and look at that again and see what the compressed is for the pyroxeres. Much less. Than refined. So I'm going to go ahead and reprocess the pyroxeres. And we're going to get a little bit of nothing out of that. Gotta have 100 pyroxeres. So it's not really going to sell well. But that's about 4 million just in pyroxeres. The Arcanor needs to get stacked. And the Arcanor now, see, I mined this morning. I'll go ahead and pull this over here so you guys can see it. And I mined this morning the better part of 123 million in gas yesterday, and I've been mining now. The pyroxeres and the Arcanor are not worth as much refined. We want to leave them raw. Arcanor. The Bistot has virtually no compressed benefits here. The Arcanor needs to be raw, so we're gonna sell the Arcanor and the pyroxeres, and I might actually that's only 29 million, but I'm gonna create a contract. Luna's in seclusion, and I need to sell the ore to Luna. So we're going to go ahead and sell her the 29 million. I need to go back and copy, go to Janice and oh, duh. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. hopefully that did what I wanted to do. There we go. So it's only worth 16.6 in G to 90%. I think I did 90%. Damn, I'm gonna have to fix that too because this is not right. Priced at G to 44. Why is it at 100%? It needs to be at 90%. And now we submit. So it's only worth 14. It's really not worth doing this. But since then we can copy and go back here and paste, submit. And that's only where, oh wait a minute, I did 90 again. $110. Rick Aldiland. Okay, and it's gone. Yay. So, now we get here, and ICE can use the gas cloud harvesters, but Yanar cannot. He's going to undock and go back to the fort. What I'm doing right now is just making sure that I have all of these fittings saved. I do. So, Eve is a real interesting game. It's entirely player driven. Okay, everything in Eve that is for sale was built, paid for, researched. All of the things that have to be done to fulfill the need of a blueprint to make a product. Everything in the game, from ships to modules, even to implants, and they call them boosters, but drugs, is maintained, created, and built by the capsuleers in the game. Now, this is a roleplay text of something that they did the article here on. I'm going to read this later. But there's a lot of helps in EVE Online that can direct you to things or abilities to determine whether you want to fly or PI goodies. These are some things that I'm working on as PI. But this was entirely player written and published for Eve Revenant, and it's just an awesome thing that the people are doing these. So I'm back safe in the dock. Now we need to decide whether we want to do any of these things that people are doing today. The Canid Carnival. Let's see if anybody's in. I'm just reading some Discord posts. Concerning this last So I still don't see anybody that has said anything in Twitch or YouTube as far as people coming in to watch. I don't see anybody. So I'm basically just trying right this second to figure out whether I need to go ahead and board another ship and go somewhere else, or Death Clone to Lamar and go somewhere else. I'm thinking Detal has miners. In it for some reason. They must be getting stuff, so Detal might be the place to run right now and go see. Ice has a Coveter. I'll be back after a short break and a message from our sponsors.
We don't need no stinking runways.
That's right. Well, I hope that I put that on my Be Right Back screen. How is a chicken dust and so free? He's the heartbeat of this community. Every takeoff, every turn, lessons of life we all can learn. He cheers us on no matter the score, and lifts us higher than we've been before. Supporting streets with an open heart. He's there for his friends from the very start. In the sky or on the racing track, you can bet Iceman's got your back. Iceman, flying through the night, spreading love with the streets so bright. How is a chicken dance and a laugh so free? He's the heartbeat of this community. When the engines hum and the wheels align, he's charting a course through space and time. With every laugh, he lights the way, turning ordinary nights into brighter days. Iceman, flying through the night, spreading love with the streets so bright. With a chicken dance and a laugh so free, he's the heartbeat of this community. So here's to Iceman, our captain and friend, on these shared adventures that never end. With wings of laughter, he helps us climb. Together we soar, transcending time. Oh, oh. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. And that was the Iceman Flying High theme song by CIA Cowboy. Meat Shield and all those over at the Patriotic Veteran Discord. Wow. In Doc, he's loud. I don't know. What shall we do? Shall we call it a day? High-sec moon mine in Huna. Let's see. We're still trying to find a good mining fleet. No, they quit. They're not in Detal anymore. I know you can't see it, but we're currently discussing mining ops in Detal or Dahira, see if they're still doing that. I don't see any. Cinco's mining in 7 or in Zulu Victor 72. I don't know where that's at exactly, but I could go mine in Cinco. Let's see where Huna is. Huna's in the solar system. Actually, that should have stayed where it was. Lahuna's in the solar system of Tashmarkan, which is usually pretty close, or which is pretty close. I've got something in Jarzalad. Actually, my Mac is in Jarzalad. I wonder if I set my destination for Jarzalad. Let's close the map. We'll put that down. And that. At Dahira. So that's what I need to do, is I need to first get out of these, and into a miner would be a good thing. Ice, I'm not sure if I need a special mining clone for ice, but it's here and not in Detal. I need to jump in an empty clone here. Yeah, I need to jump in this empty clone. Disembark from the big ship. We're gonna go ahead and take Yanar out because he's distracting, and Ice really is not very loud, and I was listening to Yanar's whole monitor. We're gonna death clone. Yeah, we're gonna death clone Ice now that he's out of his augmentations. And we're just going to go get in a Detal ship and see, maybe we can mine some ice this afternoon. We did do some Arcanor and some Pyroxers in... Alright, I don't have any... and he's in the crap. Wow. Let's just see what these two are. These have got modulated strips. Plenty of goodies. Oh, plenty of goodies. And this. And he's a Covey. And a proc. I'm going to take this ice proc. He's got strip miner 2s. Don't have any ice miners. This sucks. Ice proc. I'm tempted just to bop over into, I might have a jump clone actually use my head. I've got a jump clone in Detal. I could jump into this, jump clone into Tau. Now I'm in the high wall 3. I'm in the high wall 3 at the Tau. He's got a cubby, but he's also got an Emprayer. He wants to get in the Emprayer. Look and see if he's got anything in the item hanger. Let's go ahead and pull these. See if they'll fit. They won't fit. Wow. So we're gonna see what's in this trinket crate. A freezer display. And I think a t-shirt, yeah. You can throw them in there. Now he doesn't have anything there. General access has got a shuttle. The shuttle's not going to have enough space for all of this. Because it's got 3.4. 4 million ISK, and it's got 3.4. The drone, the bay is only 10. So this Emperor is the way to go. I hate to do this, but I'm going to. Anyway. He's in the Tau, not a Mar. He should have bought some stuff in the Mar, but he didn't. So, we're good. We're good. And yeah, we're good. Item hanger. We're good. Jars of Lodge, 11 jumps? Really? Alright, well, we better check, just to be sure. It's a clear jump, 11, but man, it's gonna be scary. It's mostly high sec. We can do this. I mean, let's see what is close. Didn't need any of that. We need to jump to Zahira. What? Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah, with a chicken dance and a laugh so free. He's the heartbeat of this community. Ooh, baby. Who, me? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dock in Jarzalad. See how much of this stuff we can pick up before we go to Tao out of Dahira. We got a long ride to Jarzalad, where I'm going to pick up my Mac, make sure it's fitted out for ice. I should just go look at the Mac in Jarzalad. I got a bigger mining barge here too. But we are going to dock up in the Athenor here, and
Request accepted.
Welcome back.
well, there's one quick bounce. Let's see what they got in here. There's a bunch of clear ice in here already, so I don't want to clear this out of the ice harvesters and such. What I want to do is go to my Jarzalad Mac and simulate it and see what kind of miners we have in it. We've already set up in Jarzalad. Okay, so Jarzalad, just check this again. Okay, and we're gonna go Jars to Huna. And make sure it's good. It is. We're out of here. I'm on my way, okay? To Jarzalad. Jarzalad. So we'll go to Jarzalad. Undocking. Huna. Huna. Add a waypoint. Optimize. So it's still only 15 jumps. So it's only 3 from Jarzalad. We're in good shape. I'm bouncing this ignition. We're headed for Jarzalad, pick up the big ship, and I'll be back when we get there.
I'm done with the game. I'm uninstalling right now.
What? Sorry, I had to type some goodies in. We're back on our way, though. I'm really not doing a gate camp check on anything on my path, so I should be looking forward so I can see if there's any reds that I'm coming up on, and hopefully not make this jump if there is, because I don't have a nullifier. I mean, we're just basically dead, and I am hauling some colors, so I kind of, I didn't activate. I should have activated at least one of them before I carried it all out here. Actually, I probably shouldn't have activated. Maybe I should. I forget. But bounce, bounce, bounce. Here we go. Go, go. Iceman flying through the night.
Warp drive active.
I'm going to get rid of some of this because we don't need it. And other things are taking up valuable space. Okay, I should be watching this because I'm not watching gate cam check. I do not see reds in the area or on my way to Eula. Bounce, bounce, bounce! Warp, warp, warp! And again, I'm not showing this just because I've realized that that is a security breach, even though this is also, and I need it. So we're not going to hide that. It's just too big a pain in the butt. I don't know how these guys do it. They only use their center screen, and it's just
Warp drive active.
Gazette in an IVIS. Gazette's approaching, but he is 42 kilometers off as we go to Agisi. Chase, chase, chase! I'm only in a Corvette. You can kill me easy. I'm not worth much. Dude, I mean seriously. It's okay. I'm just in a Corvette. It's a freebie. And I've only got, 4 million in the hold. Couple of colors and a t-shirt. So bounce, bounce, bounce at a geesey. The gazelle is not on my tail. We're going to make a quick stop up here, 3 or 4 more jumps at
Warp drive active.
Jarzalad, where I'm going to pick up my big ship. I thought about getting one of the other big ships from back at Dahira, but it didn't make as much sense as leaving it there and just taking my Mac when I get here. The Mac's a bigger ship. I don't get to fly it much. Ice and Dahira. I should have just stayed at Dahira. They're mining moon ore in Huna, and I'm fixing to get a ice ship. That makes absolutely no sense. Maybe I'll just carry my Mac back. I don't like it out here at Jarzalad anyway. It was a good place to mine ice, but it's not right now. As I approach it, I'm gonna flip over to my probe scanner and just see, but no ice belts so far. We'll proceed with the proceedables and go to Armela, where we have nothing in between here and there, it doesn't look like. So we'll be safe still. I've got Jarzalad Tahuna up on my But they're mining moon ores, and I'm fixing to grab a ice ship. Making no sense. I may just leave this at Jarzalad and grab that and go back with it. Jarzalad has ice to mine sometimes, and there's probably ice in Jarzalad that I can carry back.
Warp drive active.
Still looking at my probe scanner to see if there's any ice in the immediate area. Not seeing it thus far. Huna is not next door to Dahira. Actually, it might be. It might be. I may be doing a roundabout, just a circle. I should pull up Rift just to see, but I'm running Discord on here and a bunch of this other stuff. Wow. Man, come on. Seriously? At Gorham, I don't see an ice field. There's 3 combat sites. Nothing on D-scan. Clear on D-scan. Headed to the next. As we check the probe scanner again, 3 combat Sentra sites in the immediate area of Gorham. As we come to Abrosius. Where art thou, Abrosius? Got a venture on D-scan. And if he's doing ore, he's at that anomaly site. I might go back and get some ice. The brimful bitumens in Huna are not going to be what I want, so I'm going to remove that waypoint and just go to Jarzalad and back to Dahira. Dahira's a long way. See, I knew this, but I need to get this Mac out of Jarzalad just because. Just because. And there's a red in the area. Not sure what the red is. Or why it's marked red? Interesting. A -10 with the Societas. Come on.
Request accepted.
Dock him up. I really don't want that guy to come and get me. Or any of them. Guys, we made it in here. I'm going to grab this stuff. Throw it in the Mac. See if there's anything in the item hanger. I'll take these. They won't fit in there, I know. So, wait a minute. That was all dumb. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, Mac is righty row, and his mining horror has 38 million. I don't know what the compressed clear icicle pays, but we're going to jump in here and take this Mac. Let's activate one of these. Let's activate one of these. Oh, I activated all three of them. Okay. That don't matter. What can you do with this? Anything? I don't know what you can do with it. But we're in Jarzalad. We're going to go to Dahira. Back to Dahira, I should say. Got a bunch of stuff in Dahira. It should be a good run. Yeah, see. With Dahira as a final spot, we can board the Mac, leave the Corvette in Jarzalad, and we're gonna hope, because Huna is really not where we want to go. We want to go to Tau. And it looks good. As far as 12 jumps away. Let's do this. He's in a miner. That is extremely slow. I wonder if we can make him a travel fit and speed him up any. What has he got in here? Nothing. And he's nowhere he can buy anything, and he's not going through Amar. is going through Uhala. I need to watch the probe scanner on this too. But we need to go. We need to go. I hate to say it, but we need to go. Jump, jump, jump. Baby, jump.
Warp drive active.
This could be a bit sketchy just because I'm in a slow barge. A slow ass barge. Links are gonna be scary. Look, this is unreal. Oh, it's slow. Deep breath, ice. Deep breath. Ice is worth mining wherever and whenever you can get it. It's good for fuel blocks, and that's my main mission in mining and in PI. I've done a little bit of mining. These are scary, but they're not real bad. I should be running riff, and I'm not. He's gonna bounce through. Somebody's followed me in here, so I'm gonna start watching my back. Looks like that may have been a venture. We're gonna jump as soon as I can. Everything looks good to go to Gorham. He's also going to Gorham ahead of me. So he's a Caldari shuttle. Just going to take another quick look. We're good on gate camp check. No kills recently, but that don't mean that I won't be the first today. I do not need to lose this ship. Big time. Do not need to lose it. In a bad way. Gorham. Going to Dahira, guys. Going to Dahira if
Warp drive active.
you're in a ganking mood. I'm really not worth that much, but I'm up there at 400. I do not have ice miners on. I like to just scan the availables when I jump in here. That's kind of pretty. They like the white in Amar. It just, when they don't do the gold, they do the white, and I just never liked it. Never. So we're hauling this barge over here to
Warp drive active.
through Amar to Dahira. I don't think there's anything in Detal that I need. A coveter and a couple more crates. I mean, got nothing but ice harvesting drones to fight with.
Warp drive active.
I don't see the shuttle. That Kaldari shuttle's not um, going to Mercy. Still don't see anything in my path. At the gate. Warping to the next gate.
Warp drive active.
Seven seconds. I beg your pardon. 13. Oh, he's slow. Ah, big bad gate camps at Eula a lot of times. Clear at this point. Ain't she a pretty ship?
Warp drive active.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Ice. Just because you can. At Haiti, we only have Udella. Little back history on character. Iceman was
Warp drive active.
Great. The broadsword is the primary of choice for Magnesian ships.
CCP TV is having a live broadcast. Anybody
So it has
cares
quite
to
up
get
on
in
the
on
website
the
to receive any activity.
drops and such?
Yeah, we see Tosaki in his second fleet don't no hull and
We're still taking our very
We're 2
expensive
minutes into this
ride.
match and we're already down to just a few ships remaining.
I
3 on
see
each
a
side,
gray
3 down on each side as well.
close.
Broadsword of Alexander Chorigan looks like the next one we will meet his untimely demise as those torpedo volleys just hit him and take him straight through armor and structure in one go.
yeah, meanwhile Orwin in his Raptor is just in, just sitting there shooting his blasters and being ignored by everyone there. I don't know how much damage that guy did. Orwin in this match is quite a bit for this little frigate.
Yeah, I think ships are in a strong position here.
The Charity
Just
Cup
Raven
tournament.
DPS on the well-known active side, and he is about to go down through.
First day of the finals. And I gotta tell you what,
It's probably not very much use right now because the broadsword is pretty much doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, the Raptor also could go.
I'm
anytime
1%
for
of my
working
next
class
4
90,
hours
so
for
there's
this drop.
get rid of him.
But it's got a mysterious booster crate if I can watch the full 4 hours. If they stream the full 4 today at Chinooka, headed for
The struggle of the working class
Death
man
Hell.
is carries trying to do all he can to save this match, but with no attack bar
at the Chinooka
pretty
gate.
sure he's going to be heading straight for the arena boundary.
As you should do as a gentleman, also as a working class man, to not prolong such a nice rush we had here with a very nice close-up shots. Also.
Chinooka is also a favorite. I don't know why they do this. It is close to Amar in Detal and Dahira, but it's not all that in a bag of chips. Got a Gnosis in the area. I think we just passed him. Or Hurricane Fleet issue. My lands.
Crash enemies. Crash. I'm downtown.
Warp drive active.
Boys. BTRs. Yeah. Not the internet. I'm down.
As we make it. Ooh, there is a gray. Through the Dahira gate. At Chunka. And proceed to Dahira.
Warp drive active.
Where we have 20 items in our locker, hold, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to make one more jump. Hopefully it'll be a safe passage. Got a blue in the area. Cricket and Boss, both in Stratios.
Docking request accepted.
Somewhere on grid.
have in their cooker?
I think the extra band, I don't know. We'll see if it definitely narrows the field. Um, but November, that Tholos versus Logi kind of target selection, what was going on in that match?
In a rush versus rush battle, like we saw just there, choosing who you kill and how to do the most amount of damage in the most efficient way is usually a key to winning those. In that case, the German railgun team identified that leaving a Tholos alive for any extended period of time allows him to continuously apply his damage over time, which will hit everything and really throw the calculations out. And so that was the
So we made it to Dahira in our Brigade barge, and I got a retriever, a shuttle, a venture,
puffing torpedoes at targets at 0.
and a bunch of
Its
stuff.
usefulness is potentially not that great, as we saw. It kind of lived through
Which brings me to about 35 million, which ain't too bad, but I'd like to get some more ice.
Also the fact that carries
I need to find the ice.
down when both teams are exactly on top of each other at 0.
And
isn't really so much of an issue, and without a way to
in the seclusion
so it's really just who do you choose to kill
folder.
first, and how quickly can you get that damage off the field to reduce it. So, yeah,
And speaking of the carries, and I expect we'll see more if teams do choose to bring the Tholos. I do think that we will see it being hard targeted. Speaking of the carries, next up we have Lazy Piglets and Lahajdi.
I got the
Fighters,
Mac. The Mac's got
Lazy
ice
Piglets banning the
miners
Sentinel
on it,
Archer
right?
Crucifier, Lahajdi and Freedom Fighters banning the carries, Nahus and Celestis.
He's all set up for ice, right?
And Ali, I'm gonna throw this one to you. This really screams no E-war on these bands, does it not?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Both teams have gone for the triple E-war ban, where there's 2 E-war frigates and 1 E-war cruiser that's legal for each type of E-war, whether it's weapon disruption in the Sentinel, Arbitrator, and Crucifier, or damps in the carries, Maulus, and Celestis. Both teams, you can ban out an entire form of E-war, and both teams have opted to do so. The one that isn't banned is jams.
One of them should have ice.
We've seen, in particular, like a Scorpion plus a Kitsune can be quite powerful, so we could be seeing a Scorpion comp here. We could be seeing a projection mirror as both teams, the other E-war frigate that we see sometimes will brings the Hyena. So we could be seeing a Hyena coming out to help some battleship supply.
Drive active.
I see the
I'm
towel.
really curious 'cause this screams
I'm
no
in
E-war,
Dahira.
But if they are
Wait a
bringing
minute.
damps, they are going to be locking the Logi down. And locking the Logi down, as we have found in this format, is extremely effective. 'Cause no reps, you die faster. So
Well,
that, the importance of Logi bots in this with damps kind of really shines through in this, in the fact that when you're damping out a Logi, if you don't bring those bots,
I don't see any ice.
yes, it does take away some of that, but
I don't see any
you
ice.
get reps, which you can't get. Logi is jammed. So I guess we will see what they bring. But November, I'm gonna throw this one to you. What is your prediction for this match? Do you think we're gonna see anything fun? Who do you think's gonna win?
Docking request
I
accepted.
mean, the
Let's
bands
see something here. I want to look
the options
before I jump.
is open to bring, since none of the battleships
Make
are
some
banned, means that it's
wise
wide open.
decisions here.
See Typhoons
I don't see the ice.
but the Armageddon is still available. The Abaddon is still available. The APOC. There's like lots of ways to shoot at your targets. Or maybe they
He's
throw it
fit
at
for ice.
Ravens and mainstreams and champion, right? It's very, very difficult to say based on this.
And so is
I'm gonna roll the dice, and I'm gonna go with the lazy piglets just because I like them.
Hey, that is 100% totally fair. Allie, are you on the Lazy Piglets boat? Or are you thinking we might see something crazy here from Blahajdi?
So I continue to root for Blahajadin. I have put some points on Blahajadin because I'll be honest, the payback would be very good if they won, and so it's where your heart and your good odds are. But the odds are that way because the Tuskers, aka Lazy Piglets, are a very storied team. They're the winners of Alliance Tournament 20, and when we've seen them in this tournament, they are not washed. They still got it. So we'll see what happens.
You know, I am with you. I as well. I put my points on. I put my points on Lahajri and Freedom Fighters as well. Just because, I like the shark. I like their skins. I think I like everything. So I put my point on Blahajri. But with that, the teams are ready in the arena, so let's go ahead and throw it to the commentators and give them just a little bit more time.
I have enough to fit out another ship.
We see two shield corps facing off each other in this match. Rajahidin Freedom Fighters brought many gun-focused comp, while the Lazy Piglets brought something closer.
Trying to make some decision here. He needs to go back to Detal.
Once again, we find ourselves about to answer the infamous question: can you indeed stop the rogue? It has been stopped numerous times. If you were watching last week, and we saw a couple of these matchups with Raven versus Rogue. Some of those exciting matches, in fact, last week went down to just the end of the game with Raven versus Rogue. I'm interested to see how this one goes, especially if this is a cruise or torpedo Raven.
So
This is a torpedo Raven, Rogue, Ferrex, etc. That you have to play keep away. But if this is a cruise Raven, then it's
I'm gonna go back to Detal. I don't see ice,
Yeah, I would assume that Indian Freedom Fighters
but
will
I
be
haven't scanned it.
here as fast as they can, because to me it looks like the Mirror Chief here is sporting cruise missiles. Also, the Cyclone Fleet is in the Onyx and heavy missiles fitted, so pretty sure we're gonna see the Laser Piglets attempting to kite.
Yeah, with the cruise missile, they don't even need to get that far away, but this is a rail rope, so both battleships essentially able to project across the arena, and it's all going to be about, like I said, control and primary choice. Looks like it is the Hyena that is the first choice for PFFs. They're trying to remove those long-range webs and that bonus target painter off the arena. That would be a big difference.
One of the Stratios is right there.
Choosing to try and just get that Osprey off the field first thing.
Yeah, interesting choice. It looks like the Ferox Navy issue is currently remote seeing sensitive boosting the Phantasm, which is a good choice because
one of the hyenas just gets deleted. He was webbed by the other hyena, he was painted, and those cruise missiles, they all arrived at just the moment they mean to arrive, and they blew up the hyena. So the loss of control is going to be a big issue for the BFFs, especially as that was probably one of the few things that could really make the hyena on Tusker side pull down enough to hit it with the boom.
yeah, what's also getting hit at the moment is the Vivini scroll in his Osprey. He has some armor records on him, but it doesn't look like it's enough.
Yeah, I'm looking at Scorch Celis right now. He's burning as far away in the opposite direction as he can to try and get away from the DPS coming in.
Why
He's kind of outrun his
are
own
we
red
having
as they're chasing him around. The problem with the side is he was a little bit too fast. So he's not actually
problem?
receiving the reps, but it's going to be Osprey, potentially a trade for Osprey versus Scythe. I think that's a pretty good trade.
Why are we having a problem?
Yeah,
I
Flying
don't
Logic here is
understand.
just buying time with his setups. Both teams can basically reach
So-
the whole arena with their weapon systems.
We got a coveter and a porpoise in
as much time as
system.
watching these
I
setups.
still don't see
Jackdaw down
any
as well.
ice.
That was one of the few remaining threats to the hyena. Of course, that phantasm probably can do some damage to the hyena if he gets into the red range. But he is webbed right now, and it looks like they may lose their fleet cyclone unless he is able to tank sufficiently long enough under his own exile ASB. So we'll see which goes down first. I suspect losing this fleet cyclone means the DPS is going to swing quite heavily over to large D.
Docking
But
request accepted.
Tuskers have a lot more control and hopefully still have boosts.
Yeah, and I like the target choice here from these piglets because they currently shooting the only ship that's
And another successful
as it is known.
tromp.
Just got rid of it, and now there are only 2 railgun ships left to fight.
Yeah, it's just DPS left. Who needs control anyway?
Um,
Rogue on your side. We'll find out if that is enough. Fleet Cyclone of
really
Jason
don't have
ran about to drop. He is held on quite a long time, to
anything
be fair.
here.
I think they wanted to get that Fleet Cyclone done a lot quicker than it actually has ended up happening. He's done a good job trying to burn away and get out of range, but I mean,
And he didn't see any ice.
well, now it's just Raven and Onyx essentially.
Just don't see any ice in the towel.
Yeah, because that Onyx can now stop this rogue.
Got a
anytime
coveter
because it's
here.
just turning off his eco point. And probably getting well under the guns of this rogue.
Yeah, I mean that Ferrex is kind of getting pretty hard right now. There is still some active tank on the Palladian Field Fighter's side. That's the purple defense bar. So yeah, we see him repping now. That will be on charges, and he will run out of them. He's pretty low shield. Once he runs out, I expect to see him pretty quickly. The only saving grace is maybe if manages to get a reload off somehow, but
He's probably just been taking, but it doesn't look too good for Brigade fighters at the moment.
I mean, if he's bait tanking, he's really a master bait tanker right now. He's got me thinking he's about to die. But if it's bait, then who am I to? Oh no.
Yeah, Brock's still moving at quite Alex and his Onyx has
Just how?
yet, but the
I thought I had stuff here.
As does have him webbed, he is dropping down to about 200 ms and continuing to slow down. Speed is not his friend right now in general because he might outtrack himself and that really doesn't get anywhere. The Onyx might do, or rather, sorry, what should do the advanced battleship tactic, which is get neutral space at this point and try to see if he can take down that Raven. But even if he does,
I'm at the
even if he
push
kills the
up.
Raven, I think he will die to just the Onyx.
Yeah, quite possibly. We have seen Onyx getting under guns of battleships before. I don't think this would turn out much different. Especially there's still links up, which might be an advantage as well for Tuskers at the moment.
Maybe the Rogue is bait tanking too, who knows? If he is, this is time to turn on the tank, my friend, because you are dying. Mir Chief sitting pretty, he is in half shield, he's not bothered. He is doing like pirouettes around the arena
Warp
to show
drive
off at this point.
active.
I think this is firmly in the hands of the Lazy Piglets. I think Palladian Freedom Fighters had a pretty good run at them. They're taking out that side and the Cyclone, but they lost too much stuff. They lost their Hyena early on, that was a big loss, and they lost their Osprey.
Exactly, and now, and at last, they're going to lose the Rock, which was luckily not a whole tank, like we have seen on other battleships before, so we can throw it right back to the desk for some analyzing.
Lost their bet as CCP collectively, so that's why that alliance no go into. Of course, you can change your alliance by leaving, but that would be kind of a jerk move. Oh, you don't like it? Just leave. It's like a sucks.
Warp drive active.
So we've got a couple of stations around here that have got some things in. Still running around in this slow barge. Dunguard's gotten active. I need to see what's happening here. Oh, All right. Well,
Docking request accepted.
it's only a little afternoon here,
Back.
1:30.
What a match between Lazy Piglets and Lahajideen Freedom Fighters.
So not a big
November,
deal that I'm
in
running around
Cher's
doing
spot.
nothing.
Talk to me about maybe why they brought the Jackdaw instead of Lynx, or what they could have potentially. Was that a mistake?
It's not a mistake. The Jackdaw
He's got.
very, very
He
powerful.
doesn't have strip miners on him though.
It has projection.
Let's
Has
just
survived as long as you have logistics in mind. And
put some strip miners.
defensive mode, it is the bane of frigates everywhere, as we saw at the start of the
I don't
fight,
know.
where,
Maybe not.
planes were targeted. But at the end of the day, once your Logi dies against a team that can hit it effectively, the Jackdaw will die, as we saw. And then at the
He needs to
end,
go to
what
Omar.
that meant was Stalk for the winning team was still alive, still giving links. That increases.
Does he
your
need to
ability
take any of this stuff
and
with him?
when damage gets low, that can make all
Not
the difference,
really.
particularly if you still have Logi that's alive. So
Not really. All these
Jackdaw's
things
not a
are good
bad
to leave
choice.
here.
It's just that with every
I
single
could
one of
leave
these
some
matches
ice
that the
miner.
bands, particularly here, played out, it was very much a roll of the dice. Had they taken the Jackdaw into like an armor comp where they could have kept it kind of alive at the back, just kind of clicking away at Logi and frigates, then it would be a match for us. But in that case, against the long missiles that
At Dahira.
announce it.
I got lots of ships.
We saw how that played out. Allie, I will throw you bans in a minute, but I just want to highlight on our charity guys. We are raising money for Western Hospice by doing this. It's a charity that is near and dear to a lot of people on staff's heart.
I don't know if I want to take my Mac to Omar or not.
With his family and their time of need, I wish there would have been my aunt. She had lung cancer, secondhand smoking. So yeah, just guys, this is a wonderful charity to be supporting, and anything that is donated will be matched up to £2,000. Next up, we have Honkai Delta Force versus Evasive Maneuvering. Oh, Allie, I will throw you the bans. With that, Honkai has banned the Tholos, Geddon, and Hyperion. Evasive Maneuvering has banned the Sentinel, the Geddon, and the Arbitrator.
Ooh, I like that
Talk to me
one.
what these bans kind of say that they don't want to see.
This is another band set that looks like taking off the top of a lot of sort of stronger comps. We've seen the Tholos. It's been very picker ban. It's showed up very well in the first match of the day and plenty of matches last weekend. The Armageddon from both sides. The Armageddon is a very unique battleship. It's nuke bonus.
Yeah, we're doing this.
The Armageddon
We're doing this.
big
We're
nuke
taking
battleship
all that board
available.
to Omar.
Yeah, sure, you could fly a Dommy, but it's not.
I don't like it, but we're doing it.
Hyperion has been one of the best projection battleships that we've seen. Meanwhile, Evasive Maneuvering taking out the Sentinel and the Arbitrator, really just nerfing the kind of projection that the Hyperion is here to provide. So we'll see what happens. Both. My guess right here is we might be setting up for some sort of projection armor-based mirror, like we've seen a lot before. But both teams certainly have plenty of time to cook, and now's the time to deploy for meta-breaking innovations.
I would definitely agree, and I'm curious to see what we get brought. Before we go into kind of the next second of 3 rounds, where teams that lost start getting an extra ban, and seeing how that affects
I'm gonna lose
what we
this ship.
currently have. November, who are you putting your points on?
I'm gonna
They
lose
haven't
this
landed
ship.
yet, so
They
no
haven't
cheat.
landed yet. I have no cheating. I
I'm
have
gonna lose
my
this
points
ship.
here on
After all
Honkai
that, I'm
Delta
gonna
Force,
lose for shit.
just to get the odds because I keep losing.
Gonna
points.
lose my Mac.
I think chat has decided that evasive maneuvering is going to get it here. You know, at this point, it's very tough to say. Like all the teams that are left have managed to fight their way through, and you know they know what they're doing. They're all pretty good. So I'm going to stick with my underdogs here. To take it out.
Yeah, I also as well put my points on Honkai. They had some wonderful
Warp drive
matches
active.
previously to this kind of semi-final. But with that, let's go ahead. It looks like they are landing, so let's throw it over to the arena and let them. Whoop. I'm being told not yet. Goodness. All right, Allie, who are you throwing your points on?
Well, I am throwing my points on evasive maneuvering. I do have, even with those points, I've got 68,000 points. So I'm just gonna, okay. Granted, a lot of those were won by some upsets earlier this tournament, but yeah, they're all on evasive maneuvering. They're a team with some tournament history. I've seen them perform very consistently throughout this tournament, throughout the Alliance tournament. I think they've just got a little bit more stamina than Honkai Delta Force.
We will see. And now the arena is ready. So let's go ahead and throw it over to our commentators and see about getting this match started.
Welcome back to the arena. I am still and will continue to be CCB Overload, and I'm joined by Greybill once again. We have Honkai Delta Force in red, and evasive maneuvering in blue, and both teams coming in pretty much the same kind of warpins, just 90 degrees off from each other, and some interesting comps here. We have a Scorpion on one and a Typhoon on the other. Greybill, what do you make of this?
Name Jasper right there.
Honkai Delta Force is currently going for a control setup, I would say, with the Scorpion. And it obviously being armor, you want to have a lot of jams in those mid slots, trying to control your opponent, making his life usable because you cannot really shoot your Scorpion.
Yeah, we can see the difference in the two teams by looking just at the attacking control bars. The Honkai control bar is rather infinitesimal compared to their their attack bar compared to their control bar, which is not maximum girth, but pretty girthy. So we're going to see what happens here. This, of course, as you say, this armor Scorpion is going to be loaded up with jams. If he gets a well-timed jam off against, for example, the Osprey, that could be enough to power through the shields in the Cyclone or the Typhoon and move the ship off the field.
It's going to be really interesting what evasive maneuvering is going to decide to do here, because their Onyx and Cyclone fleet usually are fit with heavy missiles, so they have more kitey setup here, but the Typhoon is fit with rapid heavy missiles, so he can pump out a lot of damage in a lot of seconds, or in a short amount of seconds, sorry. And we're gonna see if that will be enough to do it, to get a clip off within that cycle where he's not jammed.
Yeah, somewhat to be expected, but the Scorpion is fleeing for his life away from the Typhoon. Meanwhile, the evasive maneuvering team, they're not doing much maneuvering, they're just approaching right now. They're trying to get as much DPS into the range as possible and just blast things. The carries, which is a lot of control for the Honkai team, is going to be removed pretty quickly unless LWX in the Executor can get his reps on it soon.
Yeah, he might have a bit of fall off reps here going on because he weren't off quite far, as you want to do as Logi here, to not be primary and apply reps of what is primary. And it seems like he can keep his friend alive for now.
Okay, he's evaded the web. No, he's webbed again and he's getting damaged. So he got as you pointed out, he flew away in the direction to try and close the range. He then came back in to make sure he repped his carry's buddy, but he has been caught. And DPS is landing from onto the Executor. I think these jams are really making it difficult for that team, though, because you can see the DPS was heavy and then it just stopped. And this jam effects on the Cyclone, which just dropped off as well. So the jams are causing some trouble, but they need to work for another 8 minutes.
Yeah, the drones will still be on this exec and do some trickle damage and making him run his local rapper. Can't really get up to full health yet. Also the hyena diving in now to get another web off.
The still DPS coming in. He is painted. Clearly, the reload has happened for this Typhoon here because the damage is back on, and he's going through pulse. So they're going to lose this Executor, and Evasive Maneuvering are almost full shield across the board. The only thing with a little bit of damage is this Fleet Cyclone. Not much damage right now coming from Honkai.
Yeah, those jams didn't really jam anything, it seems. At least not the targets they wanted to have jammed. So Evasive Maneuvering could make work of the Dexec and mount it off the Keras. So there's pretty much no evil left that can really stop them from doing the job, which is dismantling the Honkai Alpha Force team here.
Yeah, I mean, removing the Executor is a really good strategy for Evasive Maneuvering because even if they do get jammed at this point, the DPS that they have applied to the Honkai team isn't going to be ripped back up. It is basically just going to sit there and wait until they get unjammed. Honkai just shedding ships right now. They're yet to kill anything. The Fleet Cyclone is getting repped by the Osprey by the looks of it. He also has his own local rep, so we'll see if these jams from Swampy can make a difference. But at the moment, they've been disruptive, but they've not prevented everything from doing what they need to do.
Yeah, you can see the Scorpion now taking on damage. As you do when you are jamming some stuff, you can still be targeted back. So people are opting to shoot the Scorpion now, as that's maybe the only thing they can shoot. But yeah, it doesn't look very good for Honkai Battle Force. I don't think they can pull back from this.
No, not without some spectacular piloting, which I'm all for. So show what we've got. But that Scorpion now about to hit hull. He is, of course, does have a lot of hull, but not that much.
Yeah, no, a spectacular piloting could also happen from Evasive Maneuvering. They just had to have the boundary now, and yeah, Delta Force is in the game again.
True. But the pilots from the Evasive Maneuvering team are some of the more experienced pilots in tournament history. Winning for 9 Handy, for example. 2 key members of a number of Alliance tournament teams, including winning teams like Brigade Walden. At this point, Navy Myrmidon is certainly
400 million, just like that
other
bugger.
In fact, one of them. In this case, Honkai did choose that, but it's not exactly gone well for them as GMs.
Warp drive active.
It's just clean up now.
Yeah, it is. So I'm wondering what Delta Force could have done better there. But I think it's pretty hard matchup for them. Control comp to find.
Yeah, control comp against a rush DPS heavy comp like a Typhoon is always going to be very vulnerable. If the jams don't land, it's 20 seconds of rapid heavy DPS on top of whatever they've got tackled. For example, an Executor, and it didn't look like the Scorpion jammed the Typhoon when it was chasing the Executor. The Navy Myrmidon, it's his time to shine. See if he can solo the rest of the team.
Yeah, exactly. And that Keras wasn't really something that could deal with this hyena coming in and grabbing down the Logi.
Docking
If it wasn't jammed,
accepted.
it wasn't really able to control it very well. Just too fast.
So we're gonna see what I have in the stock. I saw some.
Yeah, I feel like that's,
I saw some ore
Honkai would have done better against
in here.
comp or a
So let's see if
high DPS,
I can fit
heavy
this ore.
But with that, Evasive Maneuvering take the win, sweeping 150.
Well, that's weird. So it's processed. I can't put it in the hole. No way. So
Alright, and with that, we see Honkai, well, honk out, for lack of better words, in their first match of 3. Um, man, what a good fight, though. Allie, that comp was. I think they cooked too hard.
Yeah, that was a little bit overcooked there. The big thing with we've seen a couple of Scorpion comps in this tournament. We've seen some work, we've seen some not work. The problem with the Scorpion is you're giving up so much DPS by switching from a damage-based battleship to a control-based battleship. You also kind of need an E-War frigate to pair with it, otherwise everyone just gets all up on your Scorpion and blasts right through it. They often don't have a ton of tank. So, great, we've got our Scorpion, we've got our carries, we've given up some DPS, so where can we get some extra DPS? I know, we will put a Confessor, which is a fairly high DPS, pretty good armor T3D in our Destroyer slot instead of Lynx. The problem, though, is then you're giving up all the benefits that you could have with a Pontifex with Infolinks, or even a Magus with Infolinks. You're giving up Lynx. They also, in that match, the only ship with rep drones in it was the Executor. So, in this comp, they've sort of noticed that they're low on damage. They've tried to patch it, but they haven't thought all the way through into, oh, we're low on damage. Great. That means we need to focus on survivability. The Scorpion focuses on survivability. Rep bots in every single drone bay would also enhance survivability. That would give them the ability to actually tank while their exec is running, their Scorp is jamming things off. They could waste some time, tank. Meanwhile, they'd have the Phobos and maybe even just the Phobos and the battlecruiser just chewing on things, and that would eventually maybe get somewhere. But this comp, you can see the pressures they're under, you can see the difficulties of the Scorp comps in this format. This one just did not get there.
No, it didn't seem to reach the finish line or the train station in this reference, but November, that battle cruiser choice.
Yeah, this is an extension.
Honestly, I was really confused.
This is an extension of Ali's goal there, in that when you take the Scorpion, you need a way to apply damage outside of maybe the cruise missiles that you fit on your Scorpion, or the torpedoes that maybe may not be useful. And so, in the battle cruiser slot, you have many options. For example, the Prophecy Navy was unbanned. It projects, it does damage, it tanks. It's like a great ship to pad out the fact that you're not applying damage anywhere else in the comp. And so, taking the Navy Merm there, which is drone based, is like feels like a weak choice compared to what you could have done. Drones just spend so much of their time running around the arena, not doing anything. And maybe if they thought they were going to run into another armor comp that the drones could catch and sit on, it would be a different story. But up against a shield comp that's flying around you, that's just too fast, any drones you have, even if they're bonus web drones, aren't going to slow you down enough to, apply consistent damage. As we saw, they just really failed to kill anything there. So maybe having some kind of ability to shoot things from the battle cruiser slot may have allowed them to do a little more damage. Maybe pulled off the they could have constantly applied pressure to the Logi, right? The Osprey was basically free to run around the entire time and just keep reps going. So yeah, it was an interesting choice, but I think that just comes back to the overcooked nature of that particular comp that they bought.
Yep. As I move my orange flavored son to keep him from knocking everything off my desk, let's go ahead and take a look at bands. Next up, we have Rage Sub Cancel Quit versus Shrimps is Bugs. Honestly, I am excited for this matchup. Rage Sub Cancel Quit banning the Raven, the Hyperion, and the Hyena. Shrimps is Bugs banning the Arbitrators and the Crucifier. Allie, I will throw these bans to you. There's E-War in here, but they also have a couple battleships. What does this scream at you?
This so the E-War, we've talked about that a bunch. In terms of the battleships from the Rage Sub Cancel Quit, the Raven, we've seen be an effective ship in Missile Rush. It can also be an effective ship in Missile Kite. Hyperion, very effective projection battleship that we've seen. The Rail Hyperion has been one of the breakout ships of this tournament. And the Hyena is a great way to get things to apply. The ban of the Raven and the Hyena is a little bit interesting. It might be a little bit of a fake out, like, oh, we're not going to rush, we're not going to kite, we're just going to do some good, honest octo. And so I wouldn't be shocked to see if Rage Quit showed up with either a rush or a kite, which they have slightly implied that they are not breaking.
I definitely think it'll be interesting. Quick predictions, November. Who are you throwing your points on?
Rage Quit, Rage Sub.
And Ali, yourself? Who are you throwing your points on?
Same deal. Sorry, Shrimps, your
See, I'm
propaganda's
gonna
good.
take the
but-
opposite. See, I'm gonna take the opposite side here. I will take Shrimps' bugs because I watched their their video this morning and I was just like, this is great. Apparently they're making it home, but let's go ahead and throw. Hey, they have some of the best on the Discord. With that, let's go ahead and throw it to the arena where they are getting ready to start.
Hello and welcome to the arena. I can't tell you how excited I am because this is basically the first battle of my space friends. On the right side, we have Rage Sub Cancel Quit, bringing what looks like a shield rush with heavy assault missiles. What are the Shrimps' Bugs team bringing? Since we
Well, they have what looks like a Rogue, Navy Ferox, Oryx Osprey, and Storm Carrier. We've seen this a few times before. They're sitting at 50, they're likely rails, and they're going up against this Typhoon comp with torpedoes all worked in at 0, except on the coast side, 30. So this could be quick, or it could be not quick. It depends how good Zale in that carries is at keeping the red team away from his ships. If he is able to effectively control the Typhoon and keep it off, then the damage coming in from those rails will be allowed to clink away at the shields rather carefreeness until the Typhoon is ready.
Yeah, but the Raptor of Exor Dubi will be hard to control, and in any case, Baby Striker, I reckon, is always going to get a hit point on him, because that Raptor is going to be fast.
Yes, that Raptor is going to be probably going 6-7k a second within a couple of seconds of this match starting. And if I had to predict a direction, I think it would be straight towards the blue team. He is probably pre-overheated his ball on. He's ready to double quick in space. He's ready to go. And so am I. So let's get this match underway.
Warp drive active.
And the match is starting right now. Let's see how many entry delays are going off, because I have a feeling this is about to try for one.
Yes, and that Raptor, of course, went straight for the Rogue. He almost overshot, but he managed to turn around in time, but he went up 7-8k a second. He got his scrap on the Rogue to get the direction going anywhere, and now Nicholas in the broadsword has his hit point on that Rogue. So the Typhoon of Tolsport is going to be closing range and just vomiting DPS all over the face of this Rogue.
Warp drive active.
Indeed, and the Raptor already going after his second target, which is the Osprey of Iris Astate. So that's going to be their secondary target, I feel.
I think at this point, Melinda, though, he is just role-playing his finest logistics speed bump as the Scythe in this comp is just there to consume bullets for the enemy team at this point as Melinda goes down. The DPS coming out from this Typhoon, though, is about to take down the Rogue, and as you pointed out, the Raptor, it's quite clever, so what
Docking
the Raptor
permission
rushes in,
requested.
scrams the Rogue, allows the broadsword to close range, get his hit point on the Rogue, and the Raptor immediately peels off and goes after the Osprey, keeping the Osprey locked down at a place where he finds it difficult to actually wreck.
Docking request
quite
accepted.
far apart from each other, and of course that Osprey now is useless. He can't really reach his enemy, his comrades. The Raptor is taking a little bit of damage, but I think it's just hold on to this Osprey.
Yeah, but there are no Logi on grid more for range sub cancel grid in the moment, so that Raptor most likely going to meet his end here.
Yeah,
But
he's turned it
so
around.
He's trying to survive here. He doesn't. The rails of the Ferox Navy just strike too hard in the useless of the Onyx. Which
He did a good job of hanging on to that Osprey long enough, though, for the broadsword and the fleet's icon to get into range. So he stayed there even though he was dying, and then once his comrades were coming into range, he turned and tried to escape, but it was too little too late. However, he did the job he needed to do. He locked down that Osprey, and that is about to die as well. So the Rage sub cancel quit team have lost the lower end of their comp, but they've traded it for the Rook and the Osprey. So I think they're still in a pretty commanding position.
Yeah, I think this match is pretty much open and could go either way if Schutter's Bucks manages to kite and get rid of the broadsword mostly, which is the biggest threat with Seek Point. They have a good chance to just stick it out kiting here.
Yeah, so the broadsword has been damned by carries, so that means he's going to have to get a lot closer, do things to get that hit point on than previous, or at least have to try and lock stuff. So if the Onyx Striker and Zale can manage to keep the broadsword away from the Navy Ferrets, the Navy Ferrets should be able to kind of roam around relatively free, watching out for the bigger ships himself. If they can remove the broadsword, then it's going to be extremely hard for close broken classes.
We're in a Mar.
Down to burn.
We got a bunch of mining ships here, but I brought my Mac just because I needed something to carry. Oh, this stuff so that I could put it in here.
Yeah, the Typhoon is right on top of the Onyx. Full face of torpedoes right now. He's kind of hanging on a little bit. He's clearly got his own local tank as well. Both teams recognizing the technologists just for what they are, just a speed bump on the way to victory.
So,
it's not enough, unfortunately, for him as he's about to go down.
not much
But he's still burning, so the broadsword kind of
there.
lost his hit point.
That was actually make a very good point. He's being muted, he's webbed. He's hanging on. Striker Erica is hanging on there. He's renting a bit. He's bled some hull. He has low shield. He's about to start going through hull again.
I don't know.
But, he's down. I thought he was about to pull off some miraculous move. So the broadsword though, also about to
I
go down.
don't
He's
know.
low shield. So if this Tin Baron can find range and take out the broadsword,
I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I haven't really found anything. I've been out. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I've been streaming for where's my time? Almost 3.5 hours. It's been boring. I know. Somebody chimed in there, came into Eve and said nice streaming, so I guess they sent me a whisper on Twitch. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support.
Yeah, so Shrimps' Bug actually
You
is
get the
in a bit of
name.
a
I'd
hole
have to
right
look
now.
at it again.
I have consulted my app.
But y'all have a great day. I'm gonna call it.
They will be on 57,
We're gonna
which, according to mathematics, is less than 59.
bring
So
it
they have
to
just name
the
Ferric, stop
deep
the carries, and
blue.
they have to do it without losing anything, and they have to do it in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. So
Well, you calculated that.
Get the later
We saw a very
screen
nice
up.
JD play from Tim Baron here, going
I don't know if
back
that
into
means
range
it has
of the broadsword.
that. So we need to
Get away a
kill
little bit to
the frame.
get some shield back passively, but at the same time he also pushed away from
Not the whole
initial
cover
Typhoon,
story,
which
just the
was
frame.
digital
Where's the
Typhoon.
frame?
he's also
I got a frame. Kill the damn frame.
123, he's going to
Oh, it looks terrible.
He just burned it.
It looks terrible.
Either that was a mistake,
Sorry guys, thanks for
or
coming.
they've decided
See you next time in the space bucket where you have a license to chill. See you in the skies or in the space. transporting something. Might be on the racetrack. Never know next time. Or in a semi-tractor trailer in
He was going to kill him.
American
Didn't he?
Truck Sim.
He was about
I
to go down
need to
indeed.
go
He
back
was
and do
super
some of
close.
that.
But it would have been
Call me a
sustainable
variety
record.
streamer, right?
That's a sick move.
Y'all have a good night. Those were
Well, it would have been still very
most
hard,
all
for
of
no,
the
Ferguson aviation to kill a cyclist.
subscribers over time. Appreciate all of their support
It's even
over
harder
the
if
years.
you boundary violate, to be fair.
Y'all have
The
a
Raptor
good
also
day.
boundary violated, by the way. I just go back to check.
Again,
So, two boundary violations.
ciao
in
for
that.
now.